Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Jaden Smith is gonna bring clean water to Flint, Michigan with the water box. Let's talk hip hop.
It's such a shame what's happening in Flint, like what's happening in so many places of the world, because 3 million people die every year from not having access to clean water.
Why are people not talking about this? Like, this is fucking dope, right? So, my man is like all up in Flint, Michigan, you know, walking around with his mom, Jaden and Jada, and they dealing with different like organizations, they're dealing with different churches, and they are really trying to bring fresh water to Flint, Michigan, right? I got a question. Why has it been 4 years now and Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water? So obviously, it's not about the infrastructure. It's not about, hey, we can't get this done. It's about y'all killed an unarmed black man. Niggas started to riot because they was upset. And then you said, you know what? Y'all not getting no water in this neighborhood. And that's what it's been since then. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Imagine how many businesses, think about the economy of Flint, Michigan, right? How many businesses had to leave Flint, Michigan because they didn't have fresh water? You know, how many, senior citizens and old people need fresh water to live? How many lives, fickle lives, lives that, like a little baby or a senior person who their life is they're not strong like, a 25-year-old nigga or something like that. So, precious lives that have probably been lost, or people that have been sick because they don't have any clean water. Or how about the people that they do have clean water, but they have to go and buy, huge like 24 packs of bottled water every other day into doing that. So then that goes into your money, right? Do you get some kind of cash rebate if you live in Flint, Michigan because you've been buying water bottles? Do you get extra money back on your taxes because you've been buying water bottles and gotta buy, filtered water and all this stuff like that? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But something needs to be done, right? So Jaden Smith has introduced like this whole thing called the water box, right? He's teaming up with First Missionary Baptist Church, and apparently, that church, then they're located in Flint, Michigan, is huge, right? They have a big like influence on the community, and that church over the last 4 years have already like donated 4 or 5 million bottles of water to, the various people who live in Flint, Michigan. So, that church is probably dealing with a lot of organizations and just like working, with the community and a lot of people who are influential and have money to be able to help out that community, right? Jada Pinkett Smith said that not only is, with her son, how he's doing like the whole water box thing, but she's going to just donate money towards the situation too, to help with the infrastructure and everything like that. So she's going to filter that money through the church as well. It seems like most people who like go out there and donate and help, they actually holler at the church first, because I guess the church, they're the ones that's like the spearheads of like the whole entire situation.
What we have to do is look at the expense side first. There could be services that we can no longer provide in the city.
And they decided the city could save money on water. Flint would stop buying water from Detroit and join a new regional water system. And as a temporary measure, Flint would use water from the Flint River. The switch happened in 2014.
Here's the Flint.
And who decided to do this exactly is under intense debate. But regardless of blame, the story gets worse. Residents saw and tasted the dirty water and started complaining.
Water's brown, has a bad odor. I'm afraid to even feed it to my cat or my dogs.
We should not have to pay for the water. It's nasty.
But the city claimed federal tests showed the water was safe. An employee at the Environmental Protection Agency leaked a Michigan report to a local activist, which showed the water had higher than normal lead levels.
So the water filtration system is supposed to like reduce like lead, dirt that's in the water, contaminants that's in the water that have been affecting the residents over the last couple years now. If you live in a city, and I live in a big, huge city, like probably like one of the biggest cities in the whole country, right? I live in New York, right? And if you live in the city, like every once in a while, and this is true, like every once in a while, I guess maybe the pipes get rusty or whatever the fuck it is, but every once in a while, like you'll turn the water on or something like that, and you'll see like the water will be like, it's not clear, it's like brown a little bit, or it's like cloudy or whatever like that. So you got to use like water filters to filter that shit. But after letting the water run for like maybe a minute or two, then it starts coming out clear. So, you know, it's probably just like debris within the pipes or whatever like that. And then here in New York, the government actually puts fluoride in all the water, right? So even the drinking water, it's a small amount. It's enough for you to be able to drink it so that you could, you know, and still be alive, you know, obviously. But they also put like fluoride in that water to like help out with your teeth and to help keep your bones strong and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's just mad funny stuff. You never know what you're getting from the water that comes out of the pipes. But you never know what you're getting from the water that's in the bottled water either. So, you know, I don't know. It's just that they should be able to give the residents of Flint, Michigan some clear water by now. I mean, literally it's been 4 or 5 years and they still don't have no water there. So, of course, you know, rich people, famous people, they step up because they have the money and the means to help out other people. And this is what's dope about it, right? So, along with like that First Trinity Baptist Church that's working on this whole situation with Jaden Smith. He's also teaming up with The Last Kilometer, Rethink H2O, Black Millennials for Flint, and 501c3. They're all going to be putting in, you know, I guess money in the pot to try to help get this city, Flint, Michigan, back on track, you know, and that's a dope ass thing that they're doing, right? And I just think it's cool because for somebody like Jaden Smith, right? So there are people like most of us in the world who don't grow up under the best conditions, right? My mom and dad weren't millionaires, right? But for Jaden Smith, his mom and his dad were both millionaires, right? He's getting that residual money from the Fresh Prince. Your dad was a rapper. He was in movies. Your mom was an actress. She's in movies. Both of them still getting money. And Will Smith, you know, dude's father is still in a brand new movie, Aladdin. Right? Like they still getting money. She got her show on Facebook TV and all kind of stuff, right? So for Jaden Smith to grow up and not really have to deal with like any of the struggle that, you know, a lot of us had to see and deal with firsthand, it is really dope. It's commendable, and I respect it that you are still saying, yeah, I was never in a situation where I had to drink dirty water, or I was never in a situation where I was racially profiled and, you know, shot by the police, or I was never in a situation where, you know, I got checked down and patted down in a store just because I'm black and walking around. Like, he's been famous since he was born. You know, everybody knows Jaden Smith. His first movie that he was in, he was like 4 years old, you know, running around with Will Smith in that Pursuit of Happiness joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been famous for his whole life. And if he was ever in Barney's or Gucci or Louis Vuitton, they ain't following him around because who was this nigga trying to steal? You know what I'm saying? They see him as Jaden Smith, right? So I think that it's really cool, respectable, and commendable that somebody who never had to go through any kind of struggle, really, or, you know, I'm sure he had to go through struggle because everybody does, but not the regular person struggle. You feel me? So I think that it's cool that he's using his celebrity, his money, his power, his influence to help out people who are less fortunate, right? And it just kind of blows my mind then when I look at somebody like A$AP Rocky or somebody like a Travis Scott, who, when they asked A$AP Rocky, yo, what do you feel about young black men getting shot down? He was like, oh, well, you know, I don't really know about that. I'm sure that Mike Brown probably did something that, you know, in the store, which is the reason why they shot him. So it's like, and A$AP Rocky comes from the hood. He's from New York. He's from Harlem. He's from my city. You feel me? He comes from the struggle. He was locked up too. You know, and then for you to forget all that because you get a bag now, because you get a little bit of money now, is crazy, right? Like a Travis Scott who decided that he still was going to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show and that he didn't stand in solidarity with Kaepernick and Jay-Z and Meek Mill and other guys who were like, no, I'm turning that down. It's kind of funny when Travis Scott is from the hood in Houston. Travis Scott is a dark black nigga who it looks like every other nigga out here that if the police wanted to racially profile you, yeah, they coming for niggas that look exactly like Travis Scott. I remember in the summertime, I was at a party right here in New York, and I'm telling you, it was like 50 Travis Scott looking niggas at the party, son. You know what I'm saying? Like if Travis Scott was at the party, I wouldn't have not known because everybody was looking like this nigga. You feel me? So it's just funny how, you know, dudes who are like really from the hood, look like they from the hood, not really that recognizable to, oh, that's Will Smith. No, you're Travis Scott, you're A$AP Rocky. You probably could go under the radar a little bit. And Travis Scott and A$AP Rocky look like each other, don't they? You know what I'm saying? Like you could just end up looking like a regular nigga. Right? And so for you not to be able to relate to somebody that looks just like you getting shot, who was unarmed, who was just in the store shopping, or for you not to be able to relate to like people who have to drink like dirty, brown, muddy water or spend their last dollar, they're working mad hard and have to spend their last dollar on bottled water just so they can cook is ridiculous, yo. And for somebody who didn't go through the struggle but wants to help out people that are going through the struggle is dope and it's commendable, you know. And I love shit like that, right? And that's just a whole nother reason why you gotta love Jaden Smith. You feel me? Let me know what y'all think about all this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and you already know what to do. Peace.